standards were. So I'm teaching third grade. They need to focus on the standards for their grade level first. And notice that they are in those anchor standards. So there's actually something in second grade called Order of Operations in Algebraic Thinking. Now, there's also an Order of Operations in Algebraic Thinking for first grade and third grade. So if I'm teaching second, I want to have a focus on mine, but by the end of the year, I want to have an experience, some understanding, probably through a PLC would be a great place to do a little adjustment, and really look at what first and what third was. So coherence is the most important thing. In one of the sessions I went to, Michael Fullen, the big change guru, said, I know that we can't get every teacher to the level of content knowledge in math. That would be our, true goal. We can't do that in step one. But what we can do is get teachers to understand that we now have a coherent, year level, year to year set of standards, and the expectation is that our students can reach mastery. Now, will they reach mastery, all of them? There's no way they're all going to reach mastery. So that child who hasn't reached mastery, we should have good data on them. And in the long path, well, they're off the path to college and career readiness in terms of the learning we hope to get them to by grade 12. Now, what are we going to do? We're going to do the same good things that we've always done. We're going to recognize weaknesses. We're going to support in a remedial way. We're going to support in a differentiated way. Yes?
I just want to be clear on something. We have the social studies, NJCSS or whatever standards.
Right.
And we have the science standards that were approved 2 years ago. And now we have the Common Core standards. And when we talk about reading in the content areas, we're working from both. The social studies, we're working from the NJ.
So this is you have your comment, you have your New Jersey core content standards for those two subject areas. Now you have, I'm going to say there's one more thing now, not a different thing, one more thing, and all it is a standard, a reading standard within the content area. And let's face it, if I was a school out in the middle of nowhere and I wanted to change reading informational text, the first place I would look at would be in the science classroom and in the social studies classroom. And if I had to guess on what Park is going to do test-wise, when a student is giving a passage to read, I'm going to bet it's going to be like something in social studies or something in science. And I don't think we should ask those teachers to do too much, but as a science teacher, what did we do? I taught them what they needed to know from the text. Recognize the first sentence in each paragraph. Look for bold words. We're going to study the vocabulary. My expectation was that a student couldn't learn from just reading the text. Now the expectation is they need to be able to learn from just reading the text. Yes?
I think you have to, unfortunately, I think it's almost go grade by grade. This was my experience this past year because we implemented K-2 math. And thinking about the college notion for kindergarten teachers, I noted that not everybody was embracing the Common Core, let's say kindergarten perhaps. So I brought to the kindergarten teachers' attention that there's a fluency standard in kindergarten, which is +5. So we talked about that. That means kindergarten students are supposed to be, by the end of kindergarten, able to, like this, add 5, right?
Instantaneous
recall is what it says. So this is the end of the year now, and we had professional development around the new standards, and here's a new curriculum, and it's interesting how how resistant some teachers are to, but we've never done this before. It was interesting to me to hear just how resistant that can be. So the end of the year, when I'm just like having an informal conversation with excellent kindergarten teachers. How are they doing? How many children can say 10 + 5, 12 + 5, and I'm just as the standard states it. 5-year-olds, teachers saying, well, we don't do that in kindergarten. And I'm saying, wait a second. Here it is, right here. Here it is.
And the other part of that,
It's
which we
going to take
saw
time.
in K2, this is really hard, and this is where the principals really come in. Principals have to confidently be able to convince their teachers of this point. There are going to be things that the teachers should not be teaching anymore.
That's
Based
the
on
teacher's
the
right.
standards.
Culling.
Money in first grade.
Right. So money is fine to teach, to support number sense, but you have to be careful because the quarter confuses number sense. You know, it's a 25-cent piece causes confusion if I want my number sense to be about counting cardinality. So, so it's not, it used to say students need to be able to make change for $1. So that was a standard. We don't have any standards that are like that. Our standards are about understanding the strongest thing is number sense. There's no multiplication until 3rd grade. And I had teachers, but we started in the spring. I'm like, really? We start multiplication in like, you know, May, mid-May, and you know, and then they go away for the summer, and you know, you're basically starting again. And that's what people who looked at our standards said. That we need that time to be reinforcing numbers. There's no fractions in 4th grade. But you know, I have this thing we do with a pizza, and it's like, so do it about pizza. But don't confuse and nothing confuses a 5, 6, 7-year-old more than time. You know. Now remember, half $1 is 50. Half $1 is 50. Now remember, half an hour is 30. They're actually going to pick the one they like the most, and that's how they're going to develop their understanding. And that's why it becomes confusing. And that I love it does. Mean, median, and mode. We started learning it in 4th grade, and we learned it all the way to 12th grade. And it started the same way every year. Now I'm going to introduce mean, median, and mode. So we're not doing that anymore. We're saying that students developmentally do not have a strong enough number sense in 4th grade to start looking at statistics in that way, which is we're going to wait until it fits better into what we're calling our anchor standards. Okay, so about the assessment. So I don't want to hear, so you're telling me that. Because the assessment is, and Penny did quite a bit on this. So here's what I know now. And it actually changed from, if I was talking 4 months ago, I would have said there's not going to be a formative assessment in the fall of 2014. Now they're saying that yes, there will be available a formative assessment in the fall of 2014. So here's the way it would look. 2014, there will be some sort of test that will inform you as to how the test will work and allow you to test your system in the fall of 2014. It'll be locally graded, perhaps with some support. Like if it's multiple choice that you're filling in, then you'll get that answers back right away. If there's process writing, they'll give you rubrics and you'll do it back at your school. You will not be reporting this out to the public. This is a formative assessment. There will be another assessment similar to that in, I'm going to say, January of 2015. And then in May, there's going to be a process test where students will write for ELA and do computations by hand for math. And that will be a summative assessment. That piece will go to wherever the graders are. And then in as late of June as possible, so knowing all of our different calendars, it's probably going to be the 1st or 2nd week of June, there will be a test that will be online. It will be multiple choice. It will be classic ABCD driven, and then you will get back the scores from both of those summative tests. They're saying before the end of the school year, and I'm betting it'll be the 1st week of July, just to be annoying. But that is their plan, and we try in these meetings to really shake their confidence on this, and they are sticking